When we picture extinct creatures, our minds often leap to dinosaurs, towering giants with teeth, claws, and thunderous roars. But dinosaurs, for all their majesty, are only one chapter in the story of life's vanished oddities. The fossil record reveals a menagerie far stranger than any Hollywood monster animals, so bizarre, so alien that they challenge our very idea of what life on Earth can look like. Some were evolutionary experiments that thrived for millions of years, only to vanish. Others seem like creatures from a fever dream, combining traits of entirely different animals. Today, we'll journey through the past to meet some of the strangest extinct creatures ever found. Let's begin with one of the most surreal, hallucigenia. Its very name hints at how strange it is. Discovered in the Burgess Shale deposits of Canada, hallucigenia lived over 500 million years ago during the Cambrian explosion. This tiny worm-like animal sported rows of long spines on its back and tentacle-like appendages below. For decades, scientists weren't even sure which side was up, reconstructing it upside down in early drawings. Its body plan is so unusual that paleontologists still debate exactly where it fits on the tree of life. It's as if evolution itself was experimenting, throwing ideas at the wall during life's early explosion of diversity. Equally bizarre is Opabinia, another Cambrian wonder. Imagine a shrimp-like creature with 5 eyes perched on stalks, scanning its surroundings. Now add a long, flexible proboscis ending in a claw, which it used to snatch prey and bring it to its mouth. Nothing like it exists today. Opabinia is a reminder that the Cambrian seas were home to body designs that seem utterly alien, yet they thrived in their ecosystems. Moving forward in time, let's meet Anomalocaris. Though its name means strange shrimp, this predator was more like the terror of the Cambrian oceans. Up to 6 feet long, it had compound eyes, spiny grasping appendages, and a circular mouth ringed with sharp plates. It was the top predator of its day, long before sharks or squids filled that role. To the smaller, softer creatures of the Cambrian seas, Anomalocaris was a nightmare and early experiment in large-scale predation. Jumping to the Devonian period, we encountered Dunkleosteus, a fish that redefined strange. Growing over 30 feet long, Dunkleosteus was armored in thick bony plates. Instead of teeth, it had sharpened bony blades in its jaw, capable of slicing through prey with the force of a modern crocodile. Its head looked more like a medieval helmet than a fish skull, and its sheer size made it one of the first true superpredators in Earth's history. If we move on to land, few creatures are stranger than therizinosaurs. These were dinosaurs, but not the kind most people imagine. Standing up to 30 feet tall, they had long necks, pot-bellied bodies, and gigantic claws on their forelimbs, some over 3 feet long. At first, paleontologists thought their fossils belonged to a giant turtle or some kind of monstrous sloth. But no therizinosaurs were plant-eating relatives of the ferocious raptors. Proof that even dinosaur evolution produced truly odd detours. Another strange relative of the dinosaurs was Longisquama, a small reptile with long feather-like scales sprouting from its back. Some scientists think these bizarre appendages were used for display, while others suggest they may have helped it glide from tree to tree. Either way, it's a striking example of how flamboyant and experimental prehistoric creatures could be. Speaking of flamboyant, let's not forget Pterodostro, a pterosaur with thousands of fine bristle-like teeth forming a cone. It didn't use them for chewing, but for filter feeding, straining tiny crustaceans from the water like a prehistoric flamingo. Picture a leathery winged reptile, standing in shallow lagoons, sweeping its long, curved jaw through the water with teeth that acted like a sieve. It's both strange and oddly elegant. But some of the strangest extinct animals aren't reptiles or fish at all. Take Glyptodon, a relative of modern armadillos that lived in South America. The size of a small car, it was covered in a massive armored shell, with a tail tipped like a spiked club. To predators of the Ice Age, it was like facing a walking tank. Imagine stumbling upon one of these lumbering beasts today. It would look like a creature straight out of a fantasy novel. Equally fascinating is Macrauchenia, a South American mammal that resembled a camel crossed with a horse, but with a short, trunk-like snout. First discovered by Charles Darwin during his voyage on the Beagle, its fossils baffled him and later paleontologists. It seemed cobbled together from pieces of other animals, yet it thrived for millions of years before going extinct just 10,000 years ago. Then there's Ambulocetus, whose name means walking whale. This early whale ancestor lived around 50 million years ago and could both walk on land and swim in water. Imagine a crocodile with limbs more suited for lumbering along shorelines. It represents a critical transition in evolution, the moment when land mammals began their journey back into the ocean to eventually become fully aquatic whales. If we move to the Ice Age, one of the strangest predators wasn't a giant cat or bear, but the short-faced bear Arctodus. Taller than any living bear, with long legs built for speed, it may have been capable of running down prey across open plains. Unlike the lumbering image we have of modern bears, this one was a lanky, terrifying sprinter that combined size with speed. Even stranger are the animals we don't quite understand. Tully monster, a soft-bodied creature from 300 million years ago, defies easy classification. With a torpedo-shaped body, stalked eyes, and a long proboscis ending in pincers, it's unlike anything alive today. Some argue it was a vertebrate, others think it was related to worms. Whatever it was, its fossils continue to spark debate. Or consider Helicoprion, the buzzsaw shark. This prehistoric fish sported a lower jaw lined with a spiral of teeth, forming something that looked like a circular saw blade. Scientists once imagined it sticking out of the fish's mouth like a bizarre weapon. More recent reconstructions suggest the spiral fit inside the jaw, used to slice prey. Either way, it's one of the strangest dental adaptations in history. Another oddity is Stephacanthus, a shark with a dorsal fin shaped like an anvil, covered in strange spiky denticles. Scientists aren't sure what purpose this anvil fin served. Was it for display, intimidation, or mating? Whatever the reason, it's unlike any shark we know today. And then there's Eurypterids, or sea scorpions. Some grew over 8 feet long, prowling ancient seas and rivers. With their spiny limbs and armored bodies, they looked like nightmare fuel, more like alien invaders than arthropods. Imagine standing in shallow water and seeing a giant scorpion-like creature swimming toward you. That was reality hundreds of millions of years ago. What makes these creatures so fascinating isn't just their strangeness, but the reminder that evolution is a constant process of trial and error. For every successful body plan like the horse or the eagle, there are dozens of odd experiments that thrived in their own niches before vanishing. They show us that life on Earth has always been stranger and more diverse than we imagine. Even today, new fossils continue to rewrite our understanding of the past. Each discovery adds to the catalog of weird and wonderful creatures that once walked, swam, or flew across our planet. The strangest extinct animals remind us that evolution doesn't follow a straight line. It twists, turns, and sometimes takes detours into the bizarre. So the next time you picture prehistory, don't just think of dinosaurs. Remember the worm with too many legs, the fish with a buzzsaw for teeth, the reptile that looked like a flamingo crossed with a bat. These were real creatures, not fantasy. And in their strangeness, they reveal the boundless creativity of life itself.